Hello and welcome to the Hooded Lid. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about perfumes for summer. I love perfume. My perfume affair started when I was a teenager, and I went through short stages where I didn't wear any at all, but I've pretty much loved it since I was in my early teens. I have quite a selection of perfumes. But I wanted to break this down by season because I'm that person who, when it's really hot, I can't wear a woody, vanilla-y, deep patchouli kind of scent. I need something light and airy, joyful, cooling. So I wanted to break this down into summer scents and different categories of summer scents. So for instance, today I want to talk about light summer scents that wear pretty close to the skin. You won't smell like everybody else, but your perfume won't enter the room before you do. They are long-lasting, but at the end of their life on your body, just a whisper remains. They don't knock you out. They're almost wallpaper scents, like you can spray it on and not think about it. You can count on these. They're go-tos for summer warm weather, although not for super hot weather. And generally speaking, these are florals. So I call them light florals. They're not tropical, they're not hard-hitting. 3 of these are from the perfumer Florals, which is a French perfume house. 3 of them are also developed, they were created by the same perfumer, who is Olivia Jacobetti, and one of them is not. Many perfume houses don't have one nose, as they're called. They hire out, they do a brief for what they want to produce. They might send it out to a couple of people for their ideas. I'm not sure how that goes. Whoever gets the assignment comes back with a couple of things. They give notes. It's a back and forth. But Olivia Jacobetti isn't the nose for Florals, and Florals has many fragrances created by other people. These are 3 of hers, and they're not all from Florals. So let's get started with one of my favorites. By the way, I took French in high school. I am going to butcher it now, and I apologize. It's a beautiful language. I'm just not good at it. Well, I mean, I can say things like, parlez-vous anglais, s'il vous plaît? Je ne parle pas français. Parlez-vous anglais? That's what I can say. That's about it. So from Florals, first up is Saffron Troublant. This is, I think this means, I'm not even going to tell you what I think it means because I'm sure I'm wrong. Saffron Troublant is a gorgeous scent. The first thing that hits you, and by the way, smelling the cap of the perfume rather than putting it on yourself is a more immediate way when you're shopping to get a sense of what it is. Because if you spray it on yourself, you have to wait for the alcohol to evaporate a little bit. And if you put on something you don't like, it inevitably will not leave. You can't get rid of it. That's, you know, that's the law. That's the rule. So saffron is the strongest note here. It is comprised of, I don't have my glasses. It is comprised of saffron, rose, vanilla, and sandalwood, and I don't think there's anything wrong with any of that. It sounds kind of simple, but it is not a simple fragrance. It's so beautiful. It's light, it's cooling. I think that's what stands out, why I like it in the summer. The floral doesn't hit you in the face, but there's a cooling element about it. It's really lovely. I sometimes think of perfumes as colors, and when I think of Saffron Troublant, I think of an explosion, but a slow explosion of colors, starting with yellow at the center, a golden yellow, but not too golden, and as it comes out, it's pinks, and then some more yellows. That's what this is to me. It is warm, and yet it's cooling. It's not icy. It has a lovely body to it, a bass note to it. So it doesn't, even though it's cooling, it doesn't feel like a one-note scent, a skinny scent, an undeveloped scent. It's just lovely. It does wear close to the body after the first 15 minutes or so. maybe an hour. Your mileage may vary. So if it's appropriate for work, as far as I'm concerned, that is Olivia Jacobetti, L'Artisan, Saffron Troublante. Okay, next we have, also by Jacobetti. This is called Let en Douce. And I am not pronouncing that correctly, I will admit it. Now this is 50 ml, and this is an unstable fragrance. If you like this, if you're interested in it, get 50 ml unless you know you're going to go through a whole bottle in 6 months to a year. I've had this for some time, and perfumes, if they are stored well, can last for decades. The top notes might be off a little bit, but the body is there. But this one is absolutely turned. But it was lovely. It is not so much a floral. The first note is mint. So this is mint, rose, orange blossom, hay, and white woods. To me, it doesn't really smell like any of that. It's just an indiscernible lightness and freshness. Wears close to you, but if someone gets close to you, they'll say, oh, you smell so fresh. That's what you're going to get out of this. But those are the notes. This is also Olivia Jacobetti. And the reason I want to tell you who the perfumer is that you might find, when you become aware of who the noses are, you might find, oh, I like 4 of her things, and she did this one. There's a really good chance this is a style that's going to work for me. And it's interesting to know. This one is cooling and fresh. It's, you know, color-wise, a greenish, not quite ocean green, bluish. I think actually this label, the blue, actually suits it quite well. Again, it's not very stable. It is going to turn within a year or two, so think about how you manage that one. The next one is also L'Artisan, and this is called Sevilla de l'Aube. I told you I can't speak. I will butcher these. This is primarily an orange blossom scent. Oh, it's sunny. This is sunny. That's what it is to me. It is sunny. It is happy. It's a little bit heady. It does have the indoles of the orange blossom, which is the headiness. I won't actually tell you what it is molecularly because it might freak you out, but it is slightly indolic. And you can look that up if you want to. Don't let it scare you. For me, white flowers that are stripped of their indoles are kind of bland. They're kind of G-rated. They're not very interesting. There's a place for them, but the place is not in my heart. Things with indoles have my heart. And this doesn't scream indoles, but they didn't strip it entirely. So there's a robustness, a very fullness to this for a skin scent. It is not going to enter the room before you. It's not going to stay in the room after you leave. This is going to, there's a warming quality. It's not something I would wear in very, very hot or muggy weather. But it's perfect for summer. It's a perfect background scent. It's interesting. It's joyful. Let me tell you what's in it. Orange blossom, pit grain, lavender, incense, beeswax. The incense is ever so slight. You kind of get it more towards the end of its life, and the dry down on this is so effervescent. The dry down is beautiful. This was composed by Bertrand Duchaufour. It was based on a story by Denise Birlou, who is a blogger. She's a perfume blogger, and she came up with the brief for this, describing a story of something that happened to her in her life, and together they made it. I don't know who was more involved, but Bertrand Duchaufour is a beautiful perfumer, and this is a beautiful perfume, really well worth having. Sevilla, because, you know, Sevilla, yeah, de l'Aube. Just lovely. Another one from L'Artisan. And then my final, for the summertime. This is refreshing and cooling and beautiful and religious. I mean, I love this. This is called Hostess. This is a 50 ml. Hostess is, I forgot to look it up. Hostess was the scent, the ambient scent that was developed for a hotel hostess. And I don't know if that's in France or if it's in Italy. I believe it's in one of those. And it was a smash hit. It was very well known. They developed an atomizer and candles for the public, and as I understand it, it was developed by one person. When they decided to go for a perfume, they hired another, guess who? Olivia Jacobetti. And she produced this loveliness. Now, this has lavender in it, and lavender is not my very favorite. I love it when I'm walking down the street. When my neighbors has it, I pluck a few, rub it behind my hands, inhale, love. But in perfume, it tends to remind me of a men's colognes that I don't like. And it has a slightly medicinal, kind of hospital, dare I say, kind of thing going on. I'm not a fan of lavender in scent. I love it in this one though. Glasses just for a minute, I'm so sorry. Lavender, laurel, coriander seeds, white pepper, rose, incense, wood, and musk. This is, I'm wearing this today. It's all there, but it's primarily, to me, it's cooling, it's refreshing, it's complex, it's different, it's just, I can't say enough. I'm almost done with this. I probably have a couple more wears. I'm going to get this. I've had this for a little while and I always forget about it, and it's not one that should be forgotten. In fact, I'm going to spray some more in my hair so everyone else can spray it and can smell it too. And Hostess. So there you have it. There are 3 really lovely summer scents. You won't smell like everybody else. They're not too much. They wear pretty close to your skin. They don't enter the room before you do. They don't stay in the room after you've left. But you're going to get a joyfulness from this one. This one you're going to find cooling. This one is just fresh. It's just fresh and hard to describe. Kind of a whiteboard, a pleasurable whiteboard. And this one is cooling, unique, kind of invigorating at the same time. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you stop by again. I would like to talk about makeup and perfume and skincare and maybe hair. We'll see how it goes. Thank you again for coming, and have a great day.